I am so incredibly excited about the format of this and my next skincare trial. They're gonna go hand in hand, but I wanna say up front, if you are stumbling upon this video because you are interested in the brand Omorovicza and the products that they offer, I will put a timestamp in the description box below so that you can skip ahead past all of this. But if you are a subscriber of mine and you're interested in some of the things that I'm doing with these skincare trials that I do, then let me take a moment to tell you about why this is so exciting. I've been thinking a lot about the varying price ranges of the skincare that is out there. You know, we have a lot of these really luxury, really high-priced brands out there, and then we also have drugstore skincare, and sometimes I'm not really sure that I see a giant difference between these two, so I've decided to do a back-to-back of a very, very expensive, luxurious skincare brand and then follow it with a much more affordable brand. We're talking, you know, price differences of $200, $300 per product type of thing. So I'm really excited to do this kind of a very strong comparison, and I hope you guys find it interesting as well. I've decided to start with the luxury brand because really and truly I don't think I've tested too much very expensive skincare. I tend to be right in that middle range of pricing. So this time I went with a brand called Omorovicza, and I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about the brand and then my experience. So the brand itself is based out of Hungary, although the founders are actually from America, Florida in fact, so we kind of have a little bit of that same situation with Tatcha with this brand. But what they based the idea of this brand off of is something in Hungary called their thermal spas. These are apparently world-renowned spas known for the mineral content of their water. And of course, you know, when it comes to talking about things like this, there are two types of people in this world, and I don't think it's a 50-50 split. I think that some people you know, kind of gravitate towards this idea of the complexities of the water and what it contains and the minerals, yada yada. Whereas I think a much larger percentage of people kind of see water is water and think, okay, I can get it from my kitchen sink, guys. And I think that's what's so interesting about when, you know, we get into these luxury brands. It is kind of minute differences that are responsible for the pricing. For example, when we're talking about this brand, I think the appeal is the simple beauty of these products. This is actually not a good example. Most of them are just this simple, elegant white packaging in glass bottles. Very, very pretty, simplified luxury with a very light, beautiful scent. But in my personal opinion, I kind of feel that Omorovicza is missing out on an opportunity to appeal to more people because there is something that is very different about this brand from almost every other brand that I've trialed, and that is this is a silicone-free brand. Now, if you don't know what silicones are, that's all the words that you see in all of your makeup and skincare that says things like cyclopentasiloxane, dimethicone, anything with that "one" ending. And while in general it's both a cheap ingredient and also a fairly effective and useful ingredient for certain people, it does seem to correlate with breakouts, and I think that's why, you know, anytime you have that type of a product, they don't make a 5-star rating because somebody broke out from it. Whereas with this brand, I really did run into a lot of purely 5-star rated products. It seems that if you are able to afford this brand, I don't think you're going to run into a lot of problems. I really don't think there's a lot of inherent cons with the formulas or anything, honestly, anything about these. The only real deterrent with this brand is going to be the pricing. And I think that was very fascinating for me because I don't know if this is consistent across all brands or if I just happen to stumble upon a brand that does really formulate their luxury products extremely well. But suffice to say, I had a very good experience with this brand. You know, I'm still sick, but my skin looks surprisingly great for being sick. I didn't have any breakouts at all until I got sick, in which time I always break out. But my skin was gorgeous. I can't think of any real complaints that I have in terms of results, and that's a huge compliment for the brand because I can often, you know, pinpoint this product kind of had this reaction on me or this ingredient is something I'm concerned about, and I don't have that with this brand. So I do think this is a brand that could really appeal to many people, but it's also going to exclude some people because everything here is so pricey. So I guess I'll also go ahead and say that I only purchased one of these products. It was not sent to me. I had to play tons and tons of gift with purchases before I was able to accumulate enough products to do this trial. And I know not everybody likes that I use little sample sizes, but Y'all, it's either that or it is PR. I don't know what people want. Sometimes I think people just want you to spend $2,000 on every video you make without any idea that you make, you know, like $2 per video. So before we get into individualized products, I want to make a couple more notes with this brand. One is where you can get it. You can get it at Sephora, Neiman Marcus, Nordstrom, any of those kind of more luxurious type of places. And I also wanted to note that something that this brand really seems to emphasize is that not only do they contain this Hungarian thermal water, but they've also put into it what they're calling, what are their specific words? The patented healing concentrate. And while I can't really tell you what that actually means, it seems to be some sort of a method to guarantee a delivery of these ingredients into your skin as opposed to them just sitting on your skin doing nothing, which is something that you can accomplish with ingredients like alcohol. We've talked about this one before, but you can find other ways to do that, and I'm not entirely sure which ingredients are in here that are supposedly doing this, but whichever ingredients it is in this patented, you know, kind of secret formula, it does seem to work. Again, I really am happy with my skin. I don't have any really strongly visible fine lines. I'm happy with it. Whatever they're doing, it's working. I'm going to get into the products and I'm going to tell you my thoughts on each one of them. And I also want you guys to understand I'm doing this without a bias, and a big something that could be a big bias for me in looking at these is the prices. So I'm going to try to not let that be a heavy influence on me. I don't want this video to come off as if you can't afford this, you're SOL, because I don't believe that. But I also don't want to, you know, kind of like critique them too heavily for that, because some people enjoy luxury skincare and you're allowed to enjoy it. If you have that kind of money, you're allowed to buy it. And I don't want anybody to shame that. I don't want to be a part of shaming that. I just want this to be an unbiased, what are the ingredients and the results like, if that makes sense. So let's go ahead and get into the products themselves. I'm going to start with what I think is the most popular product, and that is the Queen of Hungary Mist. And now this retails for $90 for 3.4 ounces. However, during the holidays, you can get this size right here, which is the one that I bought, a 1.7 ounce size for $50. I think that's a great place to start if you're interested in this, because it's only a $5 markup in terms of the size. So it's a good introduction to this product, kind of find out if it's really worth it for you. That said, I bought this and I'm probably going to buy it again. I'm probably going to buy the bigger one in the next Sephora VIB sale because I understand the hype with this. This is a toning and refreshing mist, and I'm just going to spray it now so you can see. This is one of the finest mists that I've ever encountered in my life. Definitely on par with the Tatcha Dewy Mist, except this is actually less expensive. And in my opinion, this is actually better. It is silicone free. It does contain fermented ingredients, which some people will love and some people will break out from. Just something to note. It is a glycerin-based spray, which kind of in some ways makes it similar to Max Fix Plus. But really the reason that this is so appealing is that the scent that they've created in this is just so enjoyable. It's like a perfume for your face without the serious cons you would have if you actually sprayed a perfume on your face. It is so refreshing. It is so fine that it is perfect for dry skin types who need to smooth out your makeup. It kind of can look a little flaky. You just spray some of this on and it will not disrupt your makeup because it's so fine. All it will do is smooth it together, just make it look absolutely gorgeous. I wish the price wasn't so high on this because it is such a good product, but it really is a consistent price with this other type of fine misters. You can certainly find a less expensive mist. It's just the luxury, the presentation, the smell, the ingredients, it's all here with this, and I understand why this is such a popular product from this brand. I'm going to go over the cleansers next, starting with the Thermal Cleansing Balm. This retails for $110 for 1.7 ounces, and it's definitely in that same category as the Clinique Take the Day Off Balm, the Emma Hardy Amazing Face, which I absolutely love. I might actually like this more, although it's a little hard for me to spend that price. If I really wanted to indulge, I'd do it again. This is an incredibly effective makeup remover. I've tried a lot of makeup removers, and some it's just kind of like you have to keep working with them. That is not the case with this. This removes everything, waterproof makeup, fake lashes, it takes it all off. And really you do get a luxurious experience with using this. It's actually something I think Omorovicza has really done a good job with, is making you feel like you are at a luxurious spa. Although all things considered, it would be a much less expensive experience as a whole than actually going to a spa. I think they nailed it. It's so pleasant to use, it smells so good, the packaging is beautiful. You really get a spa experience. The oil that is used in this is sweet almond, which is an ideal choice for dry skins. I didn't experience any breakouts with using this, and that is something that I've had to be a little wary of with certain makeup removers. And if you really love this, there is a value size of it, which I would obviously recommend because you are saving money, and this is the kind of product that I think you'll use it up, but in my opinion, if you can afford to spend it, I think that is one of the best products you can buy from this line. It delivers that luxury feel so well. Then I have two cleansers. These are both $80 for 5 ounces. One is the cleansing foam and one is the More Cream cleanser. Now I actually don't think that the cleansing foam is one of Omorovicza's best products. I honestly would say this is one you can pass on and you won't really be missing much, but it is a very nice cleansing foam. It's enjoyable to use. It's not overly harsh like most foaming cleansers are. But that said, there are a lot of cheaper products that I think do the exact same thing. And I guess part of my feeling with this is that if you're selling a luxury brand, I want your products to really stand out. I want them to be something where I don't feel like I could spend half that amount of money and still get something that's pretty much the same thing. So for me, this one, it's fine. If you can afford to spend it, you're not going to be sad you did. But if you're looking for the truly innovative products from this line, I wouldn't recommend that. Instead, I would recommend the More Cream cleanser because this actually is unique. I really haven't tried too many cleansers that are quite like this one. So Omorovicza claims that this is detoxing and purifying, which I should hope that a cleanser is purifying, but they really do back it up with certain ingredients in here that are antimicrobial, including lavender, peppermint, and eucalyptus. This will never leave your skin feeling dry, which is actually very hard for a cleanser to accomplish. This does it, and you don't have that greasy feel. I feel like there's always some kind of a trade-off when you have dry skin and you're looking for the ideal cleanser that won't make you feel like your skin has just suddenly started crumbling. You either have products that leave you greasy or products that strip your skin too much. This just walks that fine line, I think, better than any other cleanser I've tried at this point. It's a beautiful cleanser. Let's talk about the serum that I tried from this line next, but I gotta tell you, I gotta be honest with you about something. This is the product that I'm gonna have the hardest time being unbiased about the price of. This is the Blue Diamond Concentrate, and it retails for $410 for an ounce. Now, I haven't done price breakdowns for a very long time in my videos. I realize there's a lot of variability with them. Not everybody's gonna have the same experience, plus I'm testing more products than most people use. But I decided to do it for this video, and I think I was so shocked at the fact that I used $82 worth of serum in 2 weeks that I'm really having a hard time shaking that from my mind. So know that before I talk about this product. That's very expensive. I like mid-range products. I'm a little bougie, but not too much. And for me, an $82 worth of serum kind of should last me 2 months, not 2 weeks. So it's a little jarring. So with this product, it's kind of the more luxurious within a luxury line. And, you know, that's where a part of this price comes from, but it really does have some good science backing it. It's got some diamond peptides, which is something that can influence the SIR anti-aging pathway. It's got copper glycinate, which is going to regulate your sebum production. I mean, there is a lot going on with this product, but as far as the actual experience of using it, I found it to feel very lightweight. So this could be one of those products where extended use really works wonders, but it's a little hard for me to continue to use a product that's $410 an ounce and just doesn't feel tremendously different from other serums, even though I know those ingredients are there. So I guess what I'm saying with this one is that it may be a remarkable product, but I can't honestly afford to keep testing it for 6 months to a year to kind of give you, a real in-depth review. I just can't afford it, but I'm sure that it is a very nice product if you are able to. Then we have the Illuminating Moisturizer. This retails for $160 for 1.7 ounces. For some reason, it looks like I've either used a lot more or a lot less than I've used. I guess I shouldn't have stored it on its side. But anyway, this is a really nice kind of lightweight moisturizer, but somehow still very hydrating. Once again, this is walking that line of being a, very effective product that doesn't feel like it's too anything. Very balanced is the word that I'm looking for. I think that it could work for a wide variety of skin types. I think that whether you're oily skin, this won't be too heavy. Whether you're dry skin, this won't be too light. It does contain ruby crystals, which I don't really know what to tell you about that one. I will say that some people in the review said that this was too light for them, although I have dry skin and I did not feel that way. I just felt like this was a really nice moisturizer for me to use on my cheeks and just kind of guarantee that I didn't have any kind of breakouts where I get my hormonal breakouts. It worked very well for me. I'm going to talk about these next two moisturizers together kind of as inspired by what I read from other reviewers. So this is the Gold Rescue Cream. It is $310 for 1.7 ounces. And then this is the Rejuvenating Night Cream, which is $235 for 1.7 ounces. Now, somebody noted in the comments, in the reviews of these, that the Rejuvenating Night Cream is indeed heavy, as you would expect a night cream to be. The thing is, the Gold Rescue Cream is heavier, even though it doesn't propose to be a night cream. And for this particular reviewer, they had switched the two up and decided to use this during the day for their very dry skin and the Gold Rescue Cream at night. I actually think that's a really good idea for very, very dry skin types, or maybe even for mature skin types. Whereas for more normal skin types, it would be more beneficial to use the Illuminating Moisturizer, or I think they have a Balancing Moisturizer during the day, and then to use the Rejuvenating Night Cream as directed at night. Now, I ended up switching these two up, and I really did think that the reviewer that pointed me in the direction of night as day cream and Gold Rescue Cream as night cream was onto something. This Gold Rescue Cream might actually be the thickest moisturizer that I've ever encountered, and I've tried a lot of moisturizer. So I really was quite impressed by the texture. Although some people might find it too greasy, it was almost a little bit like a very heavy diaper rash ointment, for lack of a better description. But yes, it's highly effective. I mean, when you put this on your skin at night, you wake up in the morning just with the smoothest, glowing skin. This contains colloidal gold, which a lot of people do like to emphasize is beneficial for healing properties. There's not a lot of science backing that up, but that is something that's very popular among certain skincare groups. It also contains peptides, which is something I speak about all the time. There is science to back those up over time. All right, let's move on to talking about the Rejuvenating Night Cream. If my eyes just got a little red, I just had a sneezing attack. Anyway, this is a really nice night cream. It does list jojoba oil as well as shea butter very early in the ingredients, which of course are very hydrating ingredients. It also contains carrot oil and hazelnut peptides, which are getting into that more interesting ingredients that you find in a lot of more expensive skincare. Very, very nice night cream. Now, can I objectively say that I've run into similar night creams? Kind of. However, this one is, of course, silicone-free, and it does have a glorious ingredients list, so I don't want to bash it in any way. It's just, weirdly enough, I think that for me personally, I had a little bit more of an impression from using the Gold Rescue Cream, which I thought, again, really stands out, than from this, which is a very nice night cream, but there are many nice night creams. Again with the whole, if that makes sense. I say that too often, but I hope things make sense. Then we have the Firming Neck Cream, and this was interesting to me. I've never actually tried a dedicated neck cream before. This retails for $145 for 1.7 ounces, and it was really nice to use it. I did notice that it was definitely a thicker texture, which I think makes sense as a neck cream. That is an area that aging shows more quickly than the skin on your face. And it's often a very neglected area. A lot of people don't think about protecting their skin there. So I do think that it's a very nice product. That said, some of the claims on this get a little bit drastic. They claim that the proteins and the polysaccharides can provide a neck lift, which I guess at least they put neck lift in quotation marks because that's really the only way that I could possibly handle reading that sentence. You know, as much as creams can do, and I do believe in the power of them, they're not surgery. They're not. It's never going to be quite the same. But we do have some interesting ingredients in this: white truffle, leontopoic acid, 2 forms of hyaluronic acid. I think it's a very nice product. I don't think you necessarily need to dedicate a specific cream to your neck, but you know, if you're going to, I think it's a nice option. Then I've got a couple of masks to talk about. We've got the Deep Cleansing Mask, which retails for $120 for 1.7 ounces, and the Ultramore Mud Mask, which retails for $125 for 1.7 ounces. Now, there are a couple of differences between these, although both of them are kind of getting at the same thing, which is purifying the skin, you know, removing excess oil, preventing further breakouts. This one is the Deep Cleansing Mask, and what I noticed with this is that this is something that I think you could use if you have more of that slightly drier skin, but you're still looking to purify. You leave this one on longer than the Ultramore Mud Mask. This one can stay on for up to 20 minutes, but your skin never feels particularly tight when you're using it. It does feel like it's, you know, cleansing, purifying, but never in a tight kind of way. Whereas with this one, this is the Ultramore Mud Mask, and you leave this one on for 5 to 10 minutes, and it does feel much more like a traditional clay mask, which to me is why I hear more people talking about the Deep Cleansing Mask. Again, one thing I'm really trying to emphasize in this video is that if you are going to, you know, sell me luxury products, for me, I want them to be something that's very, very different. And I do think that the Deep Cleansing Mask accomplishes that well. I think that it is one of few purifying masks that will not, you know, make dry skin worse. Before I move on from these masks, I did want to comment on the fact that I noticed a lot of people comparing these to Glam Glow masks, which I find very strange personally, because I think Glam Glow's masks are not that well formulated, whereas these are, so it's kind of like comparing apples to oranges, but I guess I see where people are coming from. This one gets compared to Gravity Mud without being a peel, and then this one getting compared to Youth Mud or Super Mud. However, again, I don't think they are, you know, mainly what both of these are clay-based masks with a lot of other good ingredients. This has a more purifying ingredients. This one has more hydrating ingredients. So I think what these are going to be for most people is they're going to be very balancing in the end, which again, you know, that is something that is desirable, but whether or not that price tag is really worth it is going to be personal preference. Let's move on to the copper peel. This is a 2-part peel where you can buy this system for $22. It's supposed to be one peel, but I can't imagine your face being that gigantic in size that you would need all of this for one peel. Most people seem to get 3 to 4 uses, and I use them twice and still have plenty of product in there. So, you know, Philosophy has a similar mask to this 2-step idea where you put this onto your face, and then this is your activator, which contains lactic acid, which is going to give you a very quick at-home peel. And this is certainly going to give you an at-home peel for a fraction of the price while still being a luxury product. I noticed this is definitely a favorite among many people, and I get it. Lactic acid is very effective. This also contains copper glutamate, which is going to help to minimize pores, or really I should say the appearance of pores, because you can't minimize pores. But anyway, I did like it. I think that it was amazing to see the amount of transformation that you can get in terms of brightening your skin, you know, removing the dead skin from your face with a chemical reaction that can really brighten you instantly. I don't think it was too harsh. I do understand why so many people like it. I think that it too is one of Omorovicza's star products. And then my very last product is the Firming Body Oil. Now this retails for $75 for 3.4 ounces, and something that was really funny with me looking at the ingredients for this, this kind of reads a lot like facial oils that I've tried from brands that cost, you know, $80 for an ounce, $100 for an ounce. Here it is marketed as a body oil, and it is significantly cheaper. I guess I just think that's funny because I've talked about this a couple of times. Sometimes when I get a real excess of skincare, which I'm sure you guys can imagine happens to me with the amount of skincare I trial, sometimes I'll use it on my body, and it's amazing how much of a difference it can make on your body. But you know, I'm using facial products on my body. What else do you expect? So all that said, I already had experience with the amount of results you can get when you use really high quality oils on your body, and this is that. This contains jojoba, rice, and apricot oils, and then it also contains rosemary and sage to, you know, kind of balance the body back out. You've got these really hydrating ingredients, and then you've got these kind of astringent type of ingredients. It is not a dry oil at all. It's actually quite a heavy oil, but I think the benefit of that, as somebody who uses dry oils, I can tell you how quickly you go through them because they absorb so quickly. This kind of sits on your skin, and really it feels much more like an oil. But you know, it's gonna last you forever, and that's the amount that I went through on my entire body in 2 weeks. So I actually have to say something strange with this product. While some of these products gave me, you know, sticker shock at the price, this one didn't. I think that this would actually last you a really long time and, dare I say, be almost cost effective. You still don't need to spend that much on a body lotion. But if you want to, I really think this is a phenomenal product. So I guess if I was wrapping up my experience with Omorovicza and which products really called to me the most, it would have to be those products where I really felt that they stood out from everything else that I can so easily drive down to Walgreens or CVS and pick up, or Sephora and pick up. You know, for me personally, it became the situation of, okay, so what does luxury offer to me? And with this particular brand, I felt like it was uniqueness. So I hope this has been an interesting video for you to watch, whether you are interested in buying these products or whether you're interested in the answer to, you know, what do luxury skincare brands have to offer to us that drugstore brands don't. If you guys found this video enjoyable, please make sure to give it a like, hit subscribe, do not miss my next skincare trial, which is, I'll tell you now, it's gonna be e.l.f. and I'm so excited. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.